Alright, welcome back. We've been watching this camera fucking wave for a while. Very dramatic. I remember the news reporters from the Gen 3. That's when they first did that shit.
Yes.
Like news reporters you can consistently fight. I like them. They were cool.
Pretty cool.
They were neat. Also because every time you fought them, they had slightly stronger Pokemon every time.
Yes.
So they would like slowly evolve. It's probably the exact same fucking mechanic in this game.
Oh, wow,
But
Yeah.
yeah. But you were gonna say about visual novels.
So, visual novels, which, nothing against people who make them, but you've made video games.
Mm-hmm.
Are they the easiest ones to make?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
It's not even, like, close.
Okay. That's what I thought.
I mean, it's not like... I mean, no video game is easy to make. I'll be fair. No video game is easy to make. But if I had to break video games up into categories of easiest to hardest...
Those would be
visual novels definitely would fall into the easy category.
Okay. I'm glad I wasn't mistaken about that.
Yeah. It is... I mean, the hardest part about a visual novel isn't actually making it the visual novel, it's writing it.
Yeah.
Because you need to write something compelling and interesting.
Okay, I'm glad I understood that.
Yeah.
That would explain why that is one of the most popular games I see.
Oh yeah, because literally anyone can make. It's even easier now because there's this.
There's stuff for it.
There's literally an engine for it now. It's called Visual Novel Engine, and it's literally like a $10 download or a $20 download, and it literally gives you everything you need, and all you have to do is plop in your art and text, and like that's it. You don't even need to know how to program.
Steam has
anything.
a ton of them right now.
Yeah, and I'm sure they all did that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they all just paid for visual novel engine and then just plopped in their text and art and were like, I did it.
Yeah. That's what I've seen.
That's why it's like if you're making one from scratch,
that's impressive.
There's a little bit of, because you got to keep track of save data and text chains and stuff and like who said what and put some flags in for that shit. It's still not that hard, but it's not fucking, like...
It's not crazy.
It's not, like... I don't know, I just downloaded a thing, and I threw some art at it, and I wrote a couple lines of text, and I just published it, and that was, like, the game.
And now I want $10 for my game.
Yeah.
I made if 30 people buy it, I made it $290, so...
Dude, visual novels is the way to go, though, if you want to make some fucking cheap cash quick on Steam.
Yeah.
Very efficient. Do that. I've considered it. I actually want to make a really compelling visual novel at one point, but I wasn't going to write it. My sister was going to write it, and I won't go into too much detail about it because the idea is pretty good.
Oh, now we're fighting chefs.
It was gonna be similar to the Katawa Shoujo games.
Apple.
That is an apple. You know the Katawa Shoujos?
Or
is it only one? Is the one about... It was the dating sim about, like, disabled girls.
Yes.
Yeah, it was, like, really popular for a while. And we were going to do something similar to that, but it wasn't the same idea. It had some nice... It had... The whole idea was, like, it was going to be, like, relatively normal, and then a few of the storylines were just going to be, like, unnecessarily dark.
I find it funny because they do that from time to time in certain games.
Yeah, because I was like, that would be funny and unique at the time. Keep in mind, when we first were talking about this idea, it was 2011. Now it's been 10 years, and now you got your fucking Doki Doki Literature Clubs and other... visual novel games that are just like, it has a spooky twist to it. And it's like, I mean clearly it was a good idea because everyone started doing it too. So clearly I was on the right track on that one. I don't think it will ever pull through because the main problem with it is you gotta write a fucking visual novel. That's fucking a lot of writing. It's a lot of fucking writing. You're essentially writing a novel, and like that's the game. It's like you write the novel and then you have to plop that novel into
you have to put in assets and shit.
Yeah, and like that's just the game. I mean, you could just half-ass it. Me and you could shit out a visual novel in fucking like a day.
Could probably do 4 in a day.
Well, there's one that the Game Grumps played recently, which was about like fruit. It was literally a game about, like, fruit falling in love and betraying each other and getting murdered and shit.
This is the greatest thing ever.
And it was super stupid, and I think it was sold for, like, $2, and I was like, Jesus Christ, if we just wanted to make something really stupid and funny, me and Derek could shit it out in fucking, like, a day, and probably have the game done in the next day, fully done, ready to ship out.
Ship it. Print it, ship it, we're done.
And it would probably be pretty well received, because me and Derek are fucking lunatics. Perfect for writing visual novels. We're the perfect kind of lunatics to write visual novels. Ah, yes, the Seed Man.
Nuzleaf. And my boy Seedot.
See, I think what's funny about it is that they're human-sized, but they only come up to, like, your shin, so you really could just football kick them. I'm gonna keep running with this joke. I just really, for some reason, I just like the idea of the main protagonist of this game just football punting everything that, like, gets mildly in her way. It's like,
oh, dude, I would love it. I would love it.
But, yeah.
Pokemon is weird.
Yeah, Derek, me and you, we'll write a visual novel about running this show.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll be, literally, it's just like, what do we play today? I don't fucking know. Should we check the wall? I guess. Very compelling gameplay.
Compelling. There we go.
I don't know. My other thing is that, like, Egoraptor is always so harsh on visual novels that he plays for the show. Like, he always rips into them for being super bad. And it's like, dude, the only game you've published is a visual novel. Maybe don't be so hypercritical on visual novels when the shit you made is not even remotely as... It's not like you made a visual novel that was, like, leaps and bounds better than this. You made a mediocre visual novel.
Yeah, I remember hearing that it was okay.
It's okay. I mean, it's not, like, the worst shit ever, but it's not, like, this groundbreaking, amazing visual novel. It's a fucking visual novel.
Should I use Farfetchd and evolve it into Sir Farfetchd? Or are we okay with our stupid team already?
I'm kind of digging our stupid team right now, honestly.
Okay.
I'm kind of feeling it at the moment. I've also never been a huge fan of Farfetchd.
But he turns into a Farfetchd with a shield.
Yeah, but I've just never liked ducks. You know, just
Quack.
Something about ducks. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being unnecessarily, like, critical about it, but, like, to me, I don't know, maybe it's just... Because to me, it's like... You talk so much shit about all these visual novels you play, but, like, you made a visual novel, and it's not that fucking good either. Like, it's a fucking mediocre visual novel, like all the others. Like, like, maybe don't stand so high and mighty about how great yours is in comparison when yours is literally the same shit.
Dude, how dare you.
Like, the only difference is, like, literally the only difference, and I'm sure this is why Egoraptor thinks it's so much more amazing, is all the visual novels they play have women being sexy in them, therefore objectifying women in low class and boring. Ours, on the other hand, is objectifying other men because gay relationships, therefore progressive, and it's like, dude, it's the same shit. Like, you can paint it whatever color you want, it's the same garbage.
Theirs is, like, it's called, like, something daddy, right?
Yeah, Dream Daddy.
Dream Daddy. It's about dad.
It's about a dad who has who has an interracial daughter, because of course he does. Gotta get all the progression points. Mag, you gotta hit that checkbox. Interracial daughter, check. Single parent, check. Gay dad, check. I gotta hit all the checkboxes. My game is gonna be the most progressive.
Just because you can't be progressive. If you're gonna go for it hard, Chris.
My whole thing is, like, you can't just make a game progressive and then just be like, it's so good because it's so it's just a fucking game, man. Like, I don't care how progressive it is. If it's mediocre, it's mediocre. You could have wrote that game about space lesbian rocks and I would have the same opinion I have of it of Steven Universe. It's pretty good, but also not that amazing. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like the representation. It doesn't change the fact that 90% of the writing is bad.
Oh, man. Whoa.
And that there's no real threat in the show because everyone becomes his best friend. It's still not great. It just, that's how it is.
It is what it is.
I don't care how progressive it is, it still has problems. You wouldn't be that hypercritical of it if it involved straight people. Yeah, but they're also not pretending they're better than me. because they're fucking straight. It's like when you read a straight visual novel, at least it's not trying to hammer into me that how much better it is as an experience because it's being very progressive.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a mediocre game and it knows it and it runs with it. Good for them. They know what they are.
What I love is everybody's just like, you know, the LGBT community is so much better and all the other things, and it's just like, yes, they have the same issues we do. They just pretend they don't.
My favorite is... I should also clarify this as my own coverage, just for my own safety, is... Keep in mind that Dream Daddy, when it was being made, there were two gay guys working at the Game Grumps offices that were both just like, this game was garbage pandering. And they got shitstormed on it, and essentially were forced to leave the Game Grumps office, and were not allowed to record there ever again.
I didn't know this.
Even gay people agree with me that it was just garbage pandering and isn't that great of an experience. Just saying.
It's because Egoraptor knows what he wants.
Yeah, he wants to be no, Derek, he wants to be the boss. He wants to have complete 100% control, and if you disagree with him, then you're part of the problem.
Well, yes. That's it.
There's a reason John isn't there anymore. Because John was a co-owner. Notice how Game Grumps has taken a complete different turn now that there's no co-owner situation.
There's only a owner.
Delicious. The tears of Egoraptor. There's a part of me that really wants to run to Egoraptor one day. Like, I hope this never gains mainstream appeal. I hope we don't gain mainstream appeal till like 4 or 5 years down the line. We get like 1 million subscribers. Egoraptor doesn't know all the shit we talked about him, and he invites us on the show. And we accept because we're courteous gentlemen. And then the whole episode, I just spend it ripping into Egoraptor and his crazy thought processing.
You'd never be invited back.
I would never be invited.
Never see the light of day.
It never would, but that's okay, Derek, because I'd still... Actually, the even better would be inviting them onto our show. Getting them to show up and then just railing them the whole time because they can't do anything about it. It's like... And just keep it, like, this is mine. I wouldn't be that mean to Egoraptor. I'd just ask him basic questions that he wouldn't want to answer, like, what happened to you and John? Why don't you acknowledge his existence? Is he ever going to be back on the show?
I love when they bring it up, and they're like, no, he's never going to be back on the show.
And you're like, but... he could be.
So we get the bike after we do this battle.
Nice. Thanks, Dr. Scrub.
We're trying to steal the bike. We just want the bike. That sounds like you're trying to steal the bike, buddy.
No, he just wants the bike.
Ah, okay. Rock and roll.
Also, with the addition of this team, Gramps has evolved into Grampies. So it still works.
Skull. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because it's just a Y now. Gramps. Grampies.
Grampies.
Grampies. I mean, spelt wrong, but who cares?
Spelt like a dyslexic would spell it. Oh, wait.
Right. Honestly, the only thing I'd want to... There's only one thing I've ever wanted to bring up to Egoraptor, which is I'd be sitting there talking to him and be like, hey, yeah, man, I remember watching your sequelitis. He'd be like, yeah? And I'd be like, they're really bad. That's the only thing I'd ever want to bring up to him. I'd just be like, he'd be like, what? I'd be like, yeah, they're really, really bad. Like, really fucking, like, they're not, it's like you didn't even try to do any research before you made them. Like, you just put him in a really awkward moment of, like, and I know he would immediately get defensive because Egoraptor gets defensive over literally everything. Question him for even a second and he gets defensive. He's like Matt Pat. You literally call him out even slightly and he immediately gets super defensive about it.
I've watched some videos and they've called out Matt Pat on it. On how defensive he gets on things.
Oh, he's super defensive. Matt Pat, I argue, is worse than Egoraptor. And Egoraptor's pretty fucking bad. But,
Like I used to watch the Game Theory. I was like, oh, they're not the worst, and then the criticisms, and then he would call the criticisms out, and it's just like, dude,
he had a whole live stream that was like fucking 2 to 4 hours long, where you just like watch people's videos and rip into them. And I'm like, are you really that fucking petty that you need to live stream yourself defending yourself against these fucking videos for 4 hours? Like, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes people
I understand
should stay as small channels.
I understand defending yourself, but like, there's a limit. Like, alright, you're kind of just punching. Especially when you're at like 2 million subs and all these channels are like not even at a quarter of 100,000.
And I think I thought there's rules about you're not allowed to do that.
You can't do that anymore, but there weren't any rules about it at the time. Technically, you're not allowed to attack any other channels. Technically, me talking shit about Egoraptor would technically be
violating
your terms of service. Even though I argue that being critical of people is 100% fair game. I mean, how else are people supposed to realize that they're an asshole unless you tell them?
No.
I just, food for thought, I guess. Mainly it was put in place because of Leafy, though. Because Leafy made his entire channel essentially bullying children.
Yes,
actually, in all fairness, Leafy was only slightly bad when it came to bullying children. The real dude who was really bad about bullying children was this dude named Rice Gum.
I think I've heard of him.
His entire channel was just bullying children.
That's
every single day. For like 30 minutes at a time, would just like rip on children and like how they look and act and shit. And it wasn't even like they're being bad people. It would literally just like make fun of them because they had like a bad haircut or bad teeth. And I'm just like, dude, you're 25. Like, get over yourself.
Yeah, dude, I don't get it, man.
People like watching people make fun of other people. Like, it was cool when he was attacking other YouTubers, like big name YouTubers,
but
because it's like. Because it's like you're punching in your weight class, but when you're literally taking shits on like children that are like not even at the 1,000 subscriber mark, it's like, dude, you're really this pathetic. Like, come on. Be the equivalent of him. See, at least if he attacked us, he could be like, well, he attacked me first, and I'd be like, well, he has a fucking point. Like, if Egoraptor for some reason caught wind of this and sent his rabid fan waves our way, I'd be like, that's pretty fair.
Now one of the 28 battles with Hop.
Oh boy, number 28.
I warned you, we're both gym challengers who got ourselves a grass badge. It's time for a battle. The battle.
Good save, Derek.
So here's the thing, though. Hop actually changes his team more than any other rival.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter when they're all shit.
Yes.
It's the equivalent of Derek. My argument is literally, if a tree falls in the middle of the woods and no one's allowed to hear it, does it fucking matter?
No, it does not.
I don't think I've brought that up on the show yet, which is the statement's like, if a tree falls in the middle of the woods and no one's allowed to hear it, did it actually fall?
Did it make a sound?
Did it make a sound? And I was just like, my argument is, who the fuck cares?
I love that argument. Because it's so true.
If a tree falls in the middle of the woods and no one's allowed to hear it, did it make a sound? Who the fuck cares?
Yes, because something was there. Oh, typical. Should have known you'd master type matchups.
Oh, of course, yeah. We used our fire.
I used my strategy guy.
Normal, I guess.
Very fire. Oh god, what's strong against flying, Chris?
Bug.
Oh god, you're right.
It's definitely bug.
It's bug.
Yeah, it's definitely bug.
So I love their there's videos. I don't know if you've ever seen the video, and it's beating Pokemon the way Nintendo intended, and they take old strategy guides of Pokemon games and play through them how the strategy guy says.
Oh yeah.
Like you had no previous knowledge of it.
Yeah, they do realize those are not written by Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
right?
they do.
Okay.
But they have the Nintendo seal of approval on them,
fair
which
enough.
means
Good point.
they are canon.
Yeah, canon.
And it's so funny because there's so many things where they're just broken.
Yeah, straight up wrong.
And it's just
Yeah.
like
all the time.
And it's use water against electric gym. And it's just like, what?
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 Oh, okay.
What?
If you insist, Pokemon. If you insist, Pokemon.
Okay, they're throwing out that thing. We'll use a.
I didn't even see what the fuck it was.
We'll use bird.
I literally didn't even see what he was throwing out. I was just like, oh, I guess we're something is happening.
We'll use bird.
Wow, that bird has 100 health. That's a lot for a bird.
Wow. This is one of my aces. Oh god.
Monkey.
All right, I forgot he even had a starter.
Mankey. I want to have one rival that's like gets so good at being a rival that he actually dumps his starter for being too weak, and he just like takes on a pseudo legendary or something.
I would actually love
like,
that.
wouldn't that be fucking dope?
That would be great. It would be great if they did it in a gen that had 3 pseudos.
Yeah, I agree.
And it was the 3 different element types, and they replaced their starter with the pseudo of the same type.
Be super cool.
That would be really cool.
Be super cool. They'll never.
We
do
should make a
anything
Pokemon game.
We could totally make a Pokemon game. I bet it wouldn't at all be shut down within an hour.
Oh yeah, it would. Seems to be a good training. Oh, you've gotten stronger. Oh no, she's Scottish. Seems I got to train even harder from now on.
We'll see about that.
Here, have a revive.
What's that new cycle? Right, it's like Psychic Dark Ghost, I think.
Yeah, that's
a triangle.
But it's not a perfect triangle like water, grass, and fire.
But it could be, Derek.
Because it doesn't, because one has a full immunity, so they don't want to use it. Because Nintendo.
Well, the answer to that is that you replace it with Fairy.
I forget how Fairy matches up with those guys.
Fairy matches up stupid. Oh, hello, you. I just... See, I imagine this thing would be floating in the air, and you wouldn't catch it with a Pokeball. You just grab it out of the air with your hand, like, gotcha! You're mine! That's a great ball.
It is a great ball.
Dude, it's such a great ball. Nice toss.
Nice throw.
Good on.
We gotta play Pokemon Go, though. Let's go. Because that is 100% what we have to do. We have to throw balls perfectly.
Oh my god. It's just like real Pokemon.
I was having difficulty because I wasn't looking at the controller.
I noticed.
And also trying to take a sip of water at the same time.
You actually expect me to breathe and talk at the same time.
Oh god. 1 health.
Wow, amazed you didn't die. You should probably swap or just kill it.
It's all good. Oh wow, that didn't murder it.
Why did you think that would murder it?
Because I'm not. It's song.
I was like, I saw you pick Rapid Spin and you're like, wow, that didn't murder it. And I'm just like, why did you think that would murder it? It's like a little lowest damage move
that I got. Yes. Because I'm trying to catch it, Chris. Because I am a Pokemon master.
Well, you're not going to catch it with normal Pokeballs.
Yeah, I am. Just you watch. Enough Pokeballs and I'll capture it.
Jesus Christ. You're going to need to do something. It's not going to let you catch it.
You're right.
And now it's dead.
And now it is dead.
Should have just caught a different one at this point. Should have just killed it and threw it out a different Pokemon.
It's so good. We're just gonna yell at it.
Hey.
Hey! You!
Stop it. Hit it with... Yeah, I was gonna say, hit it with good old Ice Fang.
Ice Fang.
Ice Fang that shit.
I'm stalling for time, Chris. That's what it is.
Oh, yes, of course. You have 1 minute. Use that heal ball, I guess.
The ball I never use because...
It's garbage.
It's garbage.
It's literally a regular Pokeball, but it heals them if it catches them, except most of your Pokemon go to the fucking box by the time you get it.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, heal balls are useless.
Dude, you're gonna need to awaken it way more.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're thinking. Like, it's not gonna get caught.
I'm not thinking. That's what it is.
It's like, it's not gonna get caught.
Okay, fuck it.
It's just ran. Oh my god, Derek.
Wasted everybody's time!
Christ.
Alright, with that, we'll pick it up in the next part. We'll see you then. Peace.